Hey all, Fred Rojas here again, and welcome to another one of our Sunday Directs. Just wanted to check in and tell you a couple of things about the channel. So first of all, thank you very much for the response I've gotten from Obi-Wan. A lot of people are kind of like interested in it, like they took some interest in it. I don't know that anyone's going to run out and get an Xbox to play it, but at least you guys got to check it out, and I thank you for your support. Moving on. This week, I was really planning to have, just to be completely frank, the next Cron CD ready, but it is a little bit of a difficult topic, meaning it is the wrap-up of 1990, because we're about to jump into 1991 for the PC Engine CD, and I had to do a lot of capturing, and so since I'm relatively new to come back to it, I really like my quality, but I was struggling with some of the output I was getting. So whether it would be from, I had to do Mr. cores for some of them because I'm doing some arcade and Neo Geo captures and I don't have the actual hardware to capture those. And then also I had to tweak a little bit with the Firebrand X stuff. I just want to move stuff around a little bit, maybe expand on some of the integer scaling and stuff. So because of that, I had everything ready to go and ready to assemble. And as I started editing the video, I was like, this can be better. This is what always burns me. So I went back, did a lot of tweaking, stayed up pretty late last night, and actually got all my captures back. New captures, and I really like them. I like them even more. They fill up the whole screen. They're aspect ratio appropriate. They're just scaled properly, and they look great. And so now I've just got to edit the whole thing, and time is thin for me this weekend. So instead of trying to rush things out and get them out as fast as possible, like I said, with this, I'm turning over a new leaf, and I'm doing things well and planned. So next Tuesday, next Wednesday, not 3 days from now, but like a week and a half from now, that episode will premiere, and I hope you like it as much as I liked making it. It was a lot of fun to go back and play those games, and also it's been great to like write that script. It was one of the longest scripts because I had to research a lot about it. And kind of get back into the groove of Cron CD. But this is like two pretty heavy projects coming back to back that I'm returning to. So I'm actually pleased if I can get them both out within, the month of February. That really just will please me. And so in the meantime, I've got something coming up in the middle of the week that will hopefully be a video to just help some people out, especially with the Mister. I learned some quick setting stuff, and a lot of the tutorials out there are dated. So I wanted to show some stuff off real quick. So if you're a Mister owner, this could be useful to you. Hopefully you already know this stuff. But if you don't, if you're not, then this is just something to kind of show you, what it does. But long story short, it'll be a short video, and it's going to cut to the quick. I'm sick of these videos, kind of like what I'm doing right now, where people over-explain their circumstance, and then it's just no fun. So anyway, with that, with the remaining time, let's take about 5 minutes. I want to talk about some cool projects that are out there right now that you should go check out. So these trailers dropped, and people were talking about them, and I really think people should just check these out if you're interested. And I'm going to intercut some of the trailers, but also there will be links in the show notes, so definitely check those out so you can go get your hands on these projects. But the first project that dropped was Bloodborne PSX. So this has been something that has been in development for a little while, and it was somebody who she demade Bloodborne as if it was a PS1 game, right? And it is exactly that. It is a third-person hack and slash Bloodborne. It is Bloodborne, but it's running on essentially what would be the PS1. It is not an actual PS1 game to my knowledge, but it is free on itch.io, and I will, I've been showing it off a little bit here, but I will have links in the show notes where you can go check out that trailer, and if you just search Bloodborne PSX, all as one word in itch.io, it'll come right up, and it is free. Keep in mind you can donate if you like this project and want to see more things. The next one is a long-running project called I believe it is called the RE4 Resident Evil 4 HD Remaster project. And what this is there's this awesome 1080p remaster that Capcom did that was okay, that kind of upscaled some stuff and cleaned up some assets, that was released on Steam. Probably, I don't remember now. I want to say 2018, and I remember that coming out, and it was pretty cheap and things like that. It is also, to my knowledge, where some of the newer ports of Resident Evil 4 come from. But anyway, This is a fan project. It is, again, free to download. It is a whopping 38 gigs that remodifies all of Resident Evil 4 to look like, so it retains all of the graphics design. It basically is everything that Resident Evil 4 was. It keeps all the art style. It just kind of cleans up a lot of the assets. But in certain cases, where they couldn't get the assets or they had to kind of redo stuff themselves, they would find actual like real life versions of basically what the Capcom team did to create those tiles and then cleaned them up using real life photographs. Anyway, it's really good. It won't change anything. It's not one of those artistic permissions kind of things. It is literally just taking what Resident Evil 4 was, art style and all, and just cleans it up to looking like something that would come out modern day, and it is gorgeous. So if you have Resident Evil 5 on Steam, on that PC version, download it, or pick it up and download it, grab this free patch, and start playing it. I'm looking forward to doing it. I haven't had a chance to do it just yet, but this trailer looks fantastic, as you should be seeing right now. Last but not least, there was also a patch that went out, which ended up in like kind of like a click hole for me, like a deep dive of somebody. I think Austin shared this in our community, but of somebody who has the Castlevania 2 or Castlevania PS2 game. I think it was Curse of Lament. It's the one where you play as Alucard. But anyway, it's a patch that does two things. One, it increases the draw distance significantly on the PS2. Two, it widescreens everything. And actually, the third thing it does is it can upgrade it to 1080i. And this will run on native PS2s or obviously in the EPSX2. I don't know. I don't use emulators, so I'm sorry, but whatever that leading PS2 emulator is that's very good. Anyway, you can do it on either of these. It is just a simple patch, and there are instructions and everything in the video I'll share. But you basically get your hands on the ISO, you patch the ISO, and then you run it either on actual hardware, whether you can use FreeMIC Boot to run a burn disk, or you want to install it and use OPL to launch it, which is the ideal way, which is how I'll be doing it, or you just want to run it in an emulator. It basically takes this game that ran 480i with limited draw distance in 4x3, and it expands it out to be 16:9 with massive improved draw distance at 1080i and just runs. And that's so cool. Like, I love little projects like this. And from there, you can go into this like library of all these games they've been doing stuff like that with, where they've been removing, like, if it's 480i, they make it 480p. If it's 4x3, they make it 16:9. If they can increase certain things or improve textures or fix cutscenes, they do it. And this is just like cool projects. I noticed some that maybe Frankensteining these games, but to others it's like they're taking the original work, tweaking a couple of things in the hex, and suddenly these games from more conservative developers who weren't sure if the games could run with all this stuff unlocked magically can. And I think that's really cool. So hopefully you've got some fun stuff to play around with. All this stuff that I'm talking about is free, assuming you own certain games. Anyway, until next week, this is Fred Rojas saying peace out.